What's up, YouTube? This is xxjuggy here, but you can call me xxtanky. This build has no damage, as you can see in the clips before. So we're gonna get into the character sheet. So pretty decent stats. I mean, it's just nothing's procced. Um, Here's the back bar. So I mean, everything's pretty high. It's not too bad for being a tank. Um, I'll proc. Try to make sure I get all the damage here. So close to 6k weapon damage. Spell critical is 39%. Penetration will go higher with sets. Same with the back bar. So we'll go into Slottables. Running Orzaga Smoke Bear Haunch. You can run Jules and Mistral. Works perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about doing a ton of damage, so it's better to have the recoveries. And I run tripods, and I have immovability and essence of immovability. Tech pots and like regular stand pots. When you're fighting somebody 1v1 or outnumbered, you don't need to look at this stuff. So or when you're tanking, you want to try to stay on your feet as long as you can. So the first set I'm getting into, which is my first Seeker tank set, which is Moonhunter. Moonhunter is one of my top 6 favorite sets in the game, and it's slept on for sure. It's like one of the most underrated. This is where I was getting the extra crit from. Thank you, Blackheart. He actually sent these to me, and I actually noticed a difference in damage. Just that extra little bit. What is it, 6%? And look at the uptime, 6 seconds. Moonhunter is 8 seconds, so you're getting pretty much 100% uptime on the minor. What is this called? Minor savagery. So it's not. It's pretty. I was impressed. So, but it's a good setup. The front bar, I like it a lot because I like to tank out everybody and do no damage. So then my back bar set is one and only Rally Cry. Yes, we know it's Rally Cry. Boo hoo. Cry about it tomorrow. If you don't like Rally Cry, guess what'll work with this setup? And I have tested it. It is none other than Weird Tree or Clever Alchemist. They both work perfectly fine. I went with Rally Cry because I fight outnumbered and I like to be as tanky as possible. And the tankier that I am, it means the less damage that I do. So let's move on to the front bar, the monster set. It's Battlelords. I always pick Battlelords. You don't have to run Battlelords on this build if you don't want to. Bloodspawn, Nibene, all works perfectly fine. You can do Zols. I was actually playing around with this tentacle set where it puts up that big old tentacle arm. It was actually kind of funny watching it, pop Purify, and then it would come up, but I didn't stick with it. But Battlelords, when I'm standing on my back bar and I'm trying to wait for damage and wait for my 500 Battlelords, this is what I do. So, best tank set in the game, Battlelords. Got trainee. This I actually switched this to medium so I can get the undaunted passives. You can run heavy if you want. You don't need the medium piece. But this is a full light armor, so I'm pretty much running 2 heavy, 1 medium, and 4 light. The traits on this, I think what do you call them? The triglyphs. I think that would probably be the best setup for this. but you know, I like my Griffins build the best, but this is my best tank build that I have. So then we got Moon Hunter's necklace, infused weapon damage, Moon Hunter ring, infused weapon damage, and then I got Markin Ring of Magistry. So everybody was expecting Monomyth. You can run Monomyth. You don't have to. Actually, I actually prefer the Markin with this build because because I got 4 light armor, 2 heavy, and 1 medium. Like I said, this is giving me almost what 1100. Let's say 1200. So this is 3500. This is like better than a Nord passive right now with just this by itself. So that's why I picked it. This doesn't, like I said, does not have to be Markin. You can run Death Dealer's Feet. Actually, it's not. It's actually a little bit. I think it's just a smidge more damage, but you know, you got to factor in like you get a little bit more health, so you're just a little bit more tanky. You can run Brutality Band, but I don't recommend it. I think this stacks better with just straight % damage, like Essence Thief. So it's kind of okay. I think if you did this with a Clever and Moon Hunters together, then I could say make a case for it because it's almost like what, like 2,000 damage just alone. And then if you don't want, you know, you can do infused. You can have 3 infused if you want, 3 protective, and then if you wanted to run Monomyth, you just put on Monomyth. I recommend protective. I think it's I think protective is really good right now. You could also do in speed, which would be Swift if you wanted to, but that's entirely up to you. Tanks don't have to be fast. You just have to stand there and tank damage. So let's get into the skills. I am a Warden main. Everybody knows it. So Animal Companions is the bread and butter. This is where all the burst comes from. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm kidding. This is a tank build. This is my PvP tank build. So this is where my no burst comes from. I got fossilized just to tease everybody. I got to execute for when the other people get them down low. And then I have Wrecking Blow here. It's just for nostalgia purposes. I don't really do nothing with it. Just kind of on my bar. Then we got the Major Expedition. So if I wanted to, with this setup, because I'm not running Monomyth, you could switch back to the Purple Bird wings, and that gives you minor Berserk. But in this era right now, this 10% is actually more useful than just the 5% damage. And then we got Dawnbreaker. But you don't have to run Dawnbreaker. You can put Corrosive on your front bar. You can get Bonk. You can do... you could probably do Feral Guardian if you wanted to, but that's entirely up to you. Restoring Light. We have that. That's my back bar. Probably the best in the game. No, it's not. It's this and Stormcalling are probably tied for the first best defensive. So we got Rune. So my Betty Netch and my Rune are both mag. Oh, and everybody's probably thinking to themselves, like, why would you pick mag? Oh, I'm not running the nice stuff at Sword and Board. So that's where my mag sustain comes from. So, and I'll show you my back bar glyph too. Then we got Extended Ritual. If you pick Weird Tree, you do not have to do this. You can actually put Stormcalling on. It's up to you. You just switch Stormcalling for this, and then you have one bar spot open, and you can put anything you want. And then Earthen Heart. Everybody knows I love Earthen Heart. Earthen Heart's one of my favorite skill lines right now, all because of Battle Roar passive. All of these passives together, you get a bunch of damage. I know you don't really need it on this tank build, but here I am trying to make a PvP tank that can kill. So let's get into CP points and I'll get out of your hair. So on my blue tree, fighting finesse, I do have enough crit. You don't have to run it this way. You could put in, well, I did fighting finesse, mastered arms, deadly aim, and then cutting defense. So cutting defense actually just makes this build about, I wouldn't want to say 100 times better. It just makes it easier to proc, and it does help you in the long run when you're fighting, because the cutting defense will activate the poisons on your front bar, and it'll activate your weapon glyph too. So when you're bar swapping and your back bar glyph, you're getting that, and then you go back to your front bar, cutting defense is activating your poison, which is like pretty much gives your moon hunter, there's no downtime. As soon as your poison goes down, that gets hit. That's why it said it's better when you're fighting somebody than it is just standing there trying to proc it. So flex spot is, you don't need deadly aim, you don't need fighting finesse. You can put whatever blue CP you want. You can put resilience if you really want. So if you take the weird tree route, you can do resilience. If you want, if you don't want, if you go this route, you can take deadly aim and fighting finesse out. You can put in, if you wanted more resistances, you could actually go bulwark for your back bar. You could go wrathful strikes. You can go focus mending. You can go cleansing revival, even with purified, still probably nice, and untamed aggression. So it's up to you. So we'll get into the red tree now. I don't really think my red tree ever really changes. I always put this on now. This little bit extra health does make it nice. Sometimes it's harder to get the health where you want it, so I try to run around 30k plus, probably to 32. But it's up to you if you want to run this as a flex spot. Sustain by suffering, it's a flex spot too. You have enough recovery from Earth and Heart rune and stuff like that. You kind of don't need this, but I like this anyways. And then you got Pain's Refuge and Survival Instincts. Flex spots are Balance, Vitality, and Sustained by Suffering. You can put Fortified. You can do Peace of Mind. You can do Relentless. I don't know why I have Refreshing Strides with Celerity, whatever you want. So entirely up to you. And then, the most important tree in PvP, the green tree. So I have Master Gatherer. We got Steed's Blessing, and then we got Gifted Rider and War Mount. So these are here are essential. So if I jump down off of my mount, this makes me go fast and I get right back into the fight. So I hope you guys like my PvP tank, and I will catch you guys in the next video.